Gaming is no longer just a hobby for the stereotypical gamer. It has become a way of life for people from all walks of life. With the rise of gaming diversity and inclusion, we are seeing more and more people from different backgrounds, genders, and ages playing games. This is a great step forward in breaking down stereotypes and creating an inclusive gaming environment for everyone. I hate how people react when they play games and get told they can't go any further. It's like they think it's the end of the world. Welcome to GeekySama, where we take you through all the arena has to offer. Subscribe and get ready to dive in. The importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in video games has increased for both the industry and its consumer base. Thankfully, in recent years, the subject has progressed beyond simple talking points, editorials, and panels to studios putting ideas into action in their games. At GeekySama Online, game development and publishing consultant Jay Uppel from games market intelligence and analytics company Newzoo explored some of the trends and best practices of DEI implementation in games over the past few years, while highlighting why this is crucial for the industry and the expanding global audience based on the company's most recent gamer sentiment study. According to Newzoo's April 2022 Global Games Market Report, there were over 3 billion active gamers worldwide over the course of the previous 6 months, with 54% of them hailing from Asia-Pacific nations, though primarily from China, compared to 14% and 7%, respectively, for Europe and North America. In addition to sharing a similar number of players, South America and the Middle East also have the markets with the highest year-over-year growth. It may be simple to focus only on different racial and cultural backgrounds when considering a varied global gaming audience, but diversity is, well, diverse. So there are many more identifying categories that shouldn't be disregarded. If you look at the major releases from the previous year, you could believe that diversity in video games has been solved. Mafia 3 and Watch Dogs 2, two of 2016's most well-liked action adventures, all had black male leads, while Mirror's Edge 2, Uncharted 4, and the independent game Virginia all had women of color as the main characters. With female characters, this year's PlayStation 4 standout titles include Tacoma, Gravity Rush 2, Nier Automata, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Nevertheless, if you look behind the games and into the businesses that produce them, you get a totally different image. There is still a serious issue with representation. Although diversity and inclusion have long been goals, there have lately been revelations in the game business that suggest there were some serious problems in this area. While creating new worlds and situations, the industry does support and foster diversity, but this hasn't always been the case for its workforce and video game characters. At Reflector Entertainment, we want to ensure that our business fosters an attitude of tolerance and acceptance for all people. We are always working to achieve our aim of embracing diversity and inclusion in the gaming industry. It has been made obvious, though, that our industry is falling behind in this area and that urgent change needs to be implemented. Diamond Lobby carried out an insightful investigation into gaming diversity last September. Everyone is familiar with the trailblazing figure Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series, as well as the significant impact Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn has made on the industry. Nonetheless, there were still surprisingly few well-known female characters. According to the study, which was based on the top 100 selling and important video games produced since 2017, roughly 80% of the main characters are men, and about 55% of them are white, which isn't representative of the enormous diversity the world has to offer. The fact that only 8% of main characters are female and non-white is another startling figure. Also, the majority of characters, over 60%, are white, with the remaining 40% comprising all other significant ethnic groups. This clearly shows that the gaming industry needs to do a better job of portraying how distinct and diverse we all are, and that goes for culture and portrayal just as much as it does for skin colors, genders, beliefs, and other characteristics. We shall also make an effort to lead by example with our own behavior. Since any lasting change must originate internally, we have supported and made room for the establishment of an internal diversity and inclusion committee that was established by some of our committed employees. Reflector's committee started taking action on several fronts within its first year of operation. The committee signed Reflector up for the Canadian Centre for Diversity and Inclusion (CCDI) employer program and gave all of our staff members access to a number of the CCDI's free monthly seminars in order to increase awareness of D&I concerns. This contains webinars on subjects like combating tokenism, gender expression versus gender identity, and inclusive leadership. All managers received a 4-hour diversity, inclusion, and unconscious bias training from the committee in 2021, which was delivered by the CCDI. The committee works to deliver a consistent flow of D&I-related news and instructional information through its newsletter and attendance at our business town halls, in addition to webinars and other activities. The committee has also started a donation to 2 organizations fighting against anti-Asian prejudice in an effort to show support for local communities and outside groups. Also, a paid mentorship program for 2 aspiring filmmakers whose stories are culturally connected to one of our upcoming products has been established, paving the path for increased involvement from the communities represented in our goods. We must establish our corporate objectives in detail so that everyone in the organization is aware of what we're aiming for in order to embrace this desire for change inside the video game industry. We seek a warm, open, and inclusive workplace environment. We wanted to create a setting that draws talent from all backgrounds and supports the creation of engaging IPs with robust cultural representations expressed through our characters. This is the reason Haruna was selected as the lead character in our upcoming video game Unknown 9: Awakening. She is the perfect example of a strong female protagonist with an Indian heritage. By promoting a range of viewpoints, we hope to encourage innovation and creativity and send a clear message to our colleagues in the gaming business. We are conscious that aggressively reaching out to varied talent is essential to promote diversity and inclusion at all levels of the company, as well as raising awareness of any prejudices. We will undoubtedly get new insights into ourselves and make changes along the road, which is the normal route to a continuous and healthy cycle of improvement. Our goal is to establish our workplace values, which include encouraging positive and inclusive communication, ensuring inclusivity in our business procedures, empowering the use of inclusive language, establishing initiatives to promote and sustain diversity, celebrating diversity at company events and functions, and encouraging sharing, listening, and an open mind. We will also have a process in place for collaborative conflict resolution, in case one should ever develop. It is crucial that the IP and games we make reflect and put into practice our principles of inclusivity and diversity. We will constantly endeavor to the highest degree possible to avoid any unconscious bias, while include representations of other cultures and genders in the storytelling process, in a way that should come naturally through our varied and imaginative production teams. Engaging with cultural consultants and interacting with the communities we are attempting to depict in our powerful and inspirational characters are crucial measures that will play a significant role in the creation process. In addition to assisting larger D&I activities within the gaming industry, Reflector also wishes to interact with communities. Along with sharing Reflector's objectives and the Elevate the Game promise, we are also collaborating with Games for Change to recruit other allies in our endeavor. All of these initiatives aim to put our business and sector in a position where we can enjoy and embrace the inclusiveness and diversity that surrounds us. Reflector wants to establish a setting that encourages and supports a vibrant, varied, and open workplace. The video game industry creates new worlds. We should create new ones. Always keep in mind that diversity is an asset. In the past, game publishers and developers largely catered to men, often ignoring women, members of racial or ethnic minorities, members of the LGBTQIA+ community, and those with disabilities. Despite the market's advancement since then, the inclusion and representation issues in the games industry still need to be resolved. We recently released our Gamer Sentiment Survey on diversity and inclusion in order to address this. The largest game publishers are already using the study to better understand player behavior, motivation, and attitude, find ways to make games more accessible, and gain access to motivations from sources other than gaming. Jason Schreier, Rebecca Valentine, and Cecilia Di Anastasio, among other journalists, have done a commendable job of drawing attention to the unhealthy work environments in the games business. Underrepresented group members who play video games often feel excluded. Fortunately, businesses are aware of these problems and are actively working on solutions. For instance, Twitch has added proactive filters to better detect hate speech, while League of Legends recently removed some chat functions to reduce toxicity. Overall, the market has improved over the past several years, but there is still much work to be done before it is as varied, equal, and inclusive as it should be. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to watch more.